Just a quick one on the dancing chair, the holographic dancing chair. There's possibly two holographic cameras on the scene. One on the wall as well. That's three. So there's two straight in front of you. One with I've circled yellow here. Now this fat chap, donut eater, is going to run into it now. Bang! See the camera wobbling. You see the camera wobbling. Now that's quite significant now because as soon as he does that, the chair starts to glitch and dance. So at the moment, no chair. See, no chair at the moment moving. As soon as Fatty he bashes into that tripod. The camera's moving, and so is the chair starts to move. So that's unfortunately that wasn't scripted, and these errors help us. We can see now what could possibly be playing out. We could be watching a holographic CGI green screen whatever assassination, whatever fake assassination. But I've just left part one and part two of Flat Out Truth to follow this, so it will make more sense. But I think it's a possibility that this is all just fake. But wow, what a time to be alive! Anyway,
good afternoon, everyone. Now, I'm sure all of you have noticed online that a lot of people are talking about why are these people allowed to be in this canopy? Why isn't this marked off and taped off as a crime scene? And why is this guy in the white shirt taking the most very important camera down? What you think is the most very important camera there? Why is he taking it down? Well, here's why. Because it's not a crime scene. A crime didn't take place here, and that's not a camera. Now, before I tell you what it is, I want you to get a real good look at it as he's taking it down. Anybody figure out what it is yet? Okay, here's what it is. It's called a hologram projector. And if you don't believe me, you can go look them up online. And they're not cheap. They're not cheap. Usually 20 to 60, 70, $80,000 for these things. And they come in different varieties. Now, Hollywood calls them hologram stage projectors. Now you see how Charlie's little tent there is a perfect square, and as you can tell, it's 10 foot squared, 10 foot all the way around on each square, and it's about 9 foot tall. That's because it has to be for the projection to work. Now let's explain.
For smaller spaces, the projectors can be configured with mirrors to elongate the projection path and maintain picture integrity. Eyeliner displays ideally require a minimum footprint of 10 feet square and a height of 9 feet to show full-size human figures. What you are seeing is a reflected image which is so true and realistic to the original, it has become known as a virtual image. Many people perceive what they are seeing now as a 3D hologram. In fact, it is a 21st century take on a mid-19th century visual effect known as Pepper's Ghost, showing now on the relay screens. Thanks in part to the amazing optical properties of the eyeliner foil, combined with the light and picture output of Christie Digital high-definition projectors, the image has depth and opacity that actually supersedes the scale and definition of traditional 3D hologram.
Like I said before, 10 foot squared, 9 foot tall. This canopy was made this size for a purpose, because it is a hologram stage projection that you guys were watching.
These performers are holograms.
Every series, we take one step closer to achieving all of the sci-fi dreams.
It's pretty cool. You'll never have to miss a gig again. The gig can come to you.
We traveled to Paris to meet Ian O'Connell, director of the company that put this show on.
I recall we were being asked to produce a show from London to Florida where the interaction between the musicians and the audience would be as natural as two people being in the same room. And for all of us, it was an experience that we'll never forget.
So how do they beam this band in live?
It's incredible that this really is a remote live gig. The signal from London takes less than a third of a second to go all the way around the world and be projected as a hologram on the stage in the US. As well as the hologram making it feel like the band are actually in the room with the audience, the band can see the audience and actually interact and respond to what they're doing.
This is a whole new take on live music. But how are the images so good that it looks like the band are really on stage?
They look so lifelike because of the angle of the light and the reflective material called mylar that creates this holographic effect.
The mylar screen is semi-transparent. The reflective surface reflects the images where the light falls on it, but where the light doesn't fall on it, the audience can see through it. So it looks like there's a person standing on the stage and that there's no screen at all.
The projector receives the video signal and projects it down from the ceiling.
What I really love about this is that you get the effect of a 3D hologram without those stupid glasses.
I still believe we've only scratched the surface with this technology. I think we will see pop-up holograms everywhere.
That's it, the holograms are here. We're officially in the future.
It's all smoke and mirrors. The world is a stage, people. Get over it. You've been lied to. And welcome to part 2 of the Charlie Kirk hologram projection. Now, as you remember, in part 1, I showed you how this guy climbs up here and takes down the hologram projector. And then I went on to give you images of what these hologram projectors look like. And then I went on to show you how this chair glitches right through the table in the area where this hologram is taking place. As you can see right here up close, the seat of the chair glitches right through the top of that table, just disappears right through it. And that can only happen with CGI, green screens, AI, and hologram projectors. I know a lot of you gonna say, well, Terry, if it was a hologram, how was he walking around passing out hats and talking to people? Because he was walking around passing out hats and talking to people. Only the assassination was a hologram. Here's what you're forgetting. You're forgetting about the trap door right by his feet underneath that little canopy there. Now, I know I showed you this in part 1, but I'm just briefly showing you again to remind you of the trap door. Actually, it's a utility room where they go down to do maintenance, I think on the fountain or something. But point being, I just want to remind you of this trap door.
This is the courtyard where it all happened. It's now open to the public again. There's lots of people coming here, placing flowers, cards, things like that. The university is already making some changes. They're replacing the grass where Charlie Kirk was speaking with pavers.
Now, even if this trap door doesn't play a part in this hoax at all, it's awful convenient for it to be right there where they were at. You know what I'm saying? But I believe it played a part in the hoax. And like I said before, that's why all the security team surrounded Charlie. And they blurred it to where you couldn't see it. And now I'm getting ready to prove that to you. Now, here's where I need you to pay attention. I know it's hard to watch, but pay attention. See all the blood pour out of his neck onto the shirt right there? This is the hologram part. This is the hologram part that you're watching, okay? See all the blood pouring out on his shirt, on his neck, a hole in his neck, blood coming out of his neck, pouring onto the shirt. Get that image in your head because it's very important. This is the hologram part. Now let's watch it from the front angle. Pay very close attention. Watch the blood come pouring out of his neck onto that shirt. There's the hole. Here comes the blood pouring out onto the shirt. Now here's why I proved to you that what you just watched was a hologram. Now, this is where the security team surrounds Charlie and they pick him up and they're taking off with him. Now watch when we zoom in on this footage. What do you see on the neck? What do you see on the shirt? Nothing. Where'd the blood go? Where'd the bullet hole go? Where'd all the blood go? It went on the shirt. I don't see it anywhere, do you? Nor do you see the black letters that say freedom on the front of the shirt. Now, you know we got some haters that's going to say, but you're not showing the left side of his shirt. Yes, there is the left side of his shirt in slow motion. Now, that's the middle of his shirt. Let me rewind it back. There's the left side of his shirt. No blood on it whatsoever. So, get over it. Because it was a hologram, people. You just seen it with your own eyes. No blood whatsoever. And that's why when they were carrying him to the SUV, there wasn't a trail of blood nowhere because he wasn't shot. It's all a big hoax, people. Whether you like it or not, you have been fooled. Everyone, thanks for watching. and have a good day.